on yoga sadhana and practice Nishkam Karma Yoga offered to Bhagavan. In this way, he should try to fix his mind in samadhi, meditating deeply on Sri Bhagavan. He should perform his sadhana without any material desires and with staunch renunciation reside in solitary place. Control his mind and refrain from all activities which are unfavorable to yoga. Suchau desha pratistapya stiram asanam atmana natya uchritam nati nicham chailajina kushottaram taitragagram manakritva yatachitendriya kriya upavishyasane yundya yogam atma vishuddhaya. In a sanctified place, one should make an asana by placing kusha grass, deerskin, and then cloth on the ground. It should be neither too high nor too low. Sitting on that asana, one should practice yoga to purify the mind with one-pointed concentration and control all of his thoughts and activities. Bhavanuvad. Pratistapya means after establishing. Chailajina kushottaram indicates that one should put deerskin on a mat made from kusha. And on top of that, a seat made of cloth. A yogi should continue his practice to purify the Atma mind. In other words, after becoming free from the distraction of trying to become qualified to realize Brahma, one's intelligence should remain one-pointed. It is said in Katha Upanishad, Drishyate tvit agraya buddhya. One can see him with one-pointed intelligence. Samam kayo shiro grivam dharayan achalam stira sampreksha nashikagram swam dishaschana valokayam prashantatma pigatavir brahmachari vrate stita mana samyam yamak chitto yukta asitamatpara. Keeping one's body, neck and head erect and steady, one should fix one's vision solely on the tip of the nose. Thus, following strict celibacy, becoming fearless, peaceful and controlling the mind, one should practice yoga by meditating on me with one-pointed attention, remaining always devoted to me. Bhavanubhav. The middle part of the body is called kaya, torso. Samam means not crooked, or in other words straight, and achala means not moving. Keeping the torso straight and steady and restraining from the mind from sense objects, one should become dedicated to my bhakti while meditating on my beautiful four-handed Vishnu form. Prakashika vritti. If the sitting posture is firm and comfortable, it helps in one's spiritual practice. There are 64 types of postures such as swastika, mayura, garuda and padma. Patanjali has also said, Stira Sukham Asanam. The asana should be firm and comfortable. In Svetashvatara Upanishad, the process of asana has been explained. Keeping the torso, head and neck in a straight line, controlling all the senses, one should practice yoga by absorbing one's mind and meditating on Brahma, four-handed Vishnu, situated in the heart. Such learned sadhakas cross over the terrible ocean of Kam and Krodha in the material world by the boat of Brahma, meditating on Vishnu. If one doubts the need to adopt an asana, posture for the gross body while remembering Bhagavan within the mind, Vedanta Sutra says, Asina Sambhavat. While one should remember Sri Hari while sitting in a firm asana. In other words, if you are not sitting properly, you are laying down, this, that, then you will not be able to remember it properly. If you lay down, then sleep will come. If you are uncomfortable, then your body, your consciousness and attention will be diverted to the body. Therefore, the asana should be firm and comfortable so you can sit there for a long time. In this way, thus absorb yourself in meditation. It is not possible to concentrate the chitta, thoughts, without an asana. While walking, moving, standing and sleeping, the thoughts remain distracted. In such circumstances, it is not possible to make the chitta one-pointed. This is also cited in Srimad Bhagavatam from Suchau Deshe Patistapya 328a. Up to Hetu Tvam Apti Asati, 3:28-36. Also 11:14-32, Sama Asana Asinaha. These slokas are of great value in helping to understand this topic in more detail. In the Yoga Sastra also it is said, Antar Lakshya Bahir Dristi Stira Chitta Susangataha. One's outer perception should be directed within, and one's mind should be stable due to auspicious association. Slok 15. Nyunjam evam sadatmanam yoginiyatamanasam shantim nirvana paramam matsamstam adigacchati. Thus, constantly keeping the mind absorbed in me through yoga, by following this process, a yogi whose mind is controlled can become situated in my Sarup, Nirvishesh Brahma, and attain Shanti in the form of complete emancipation. Bhavanuvar, a yogi who has transcended thoughts of sense objects and who is self-controlled absorbs his mind in me through the practice of Jnana Yoga and attains Nirvana, emancipation. Thus becoming firmly situated in my Nirvishesh Brahma Sarup, impersonal feature, he attains Shanti, complete emancipation from bondage to the material world. Yogis' minds are beyond thoughts of sense objects and are self-controlled. Absorb their minds in me through the practice of Jnana Yoga and attain Nirvana, emancipation. Thus becoming firmly situated in my Nirvishesh Brahma Sarup, they attain Shanti, complete emancipation from bondage to the material world. Prakashika Vritti. Here Sri Bhagavan is explaining the result of practicing Jnana Yoga. Tam eva vidit bhakti mrityumeti. By the practice of yoga, having attained transcendental realization of Bhagavan, one crosses beyond the cycle of birth and death in the form of material existence. Shvetashvatara Upanishad. In this way, the yogis attain Nirvishesh Brahma, featureless Brahma. 16. Natyastu yogosti naichayakantam anashnataha natadisvapna shilasya jagrato naiva charjuna. Oh Arjuna, yoga cannot be perfected by a person who eats too much or too little, or by one who sleeps too much or too little. Bhavanuvar. In 2 slokas, Sri Bhagavan is explaining the symptoms of a person who has become steadfast in the practice of yoga. Atya Ashnata means one who eats too much. It is said in Yoga Shastra, Puryad Ashane Ardam Tritiyam Udakena tu Vayo Sancharanartam tu Chaturtam Avashyashaya. One should half fill the belly with food, 1/4 with water, and one should leave 1/4 empty for the movement of air. Prakashika Vritti. To attain perfection in sadhana, a yogi should not practice yoga when he is hungry or tired, or when his mind is disturbed. There's a difference between yoga and bhakti. If someone's mind is disturbed, then if they do bhakti, then that bhakti will automatically make their mind peaceful and happy. For bhakti, there is no consideration whether your mind is disturbed or not. The mind is always disturbed. And if you wait for your mind not to be disturbed, then how will you do bhakti? So, by doing bhakti, then the mind comes under control. But in yoga, if your mind is a little bit disturbed, then you cannot concentrate and you cannot attain the fruit of your sadhana. Therefore, yoga is a very inferior practice compared to bhakti. One should not practice yoga when he is too cold, too hot, or in a hurry, because in doing so, he will not attain perfection. While chanting Harinam, following the various angas linked to bhakti, and specifically while remembering Krishna's Leela, one should carefully observe the above principle. But in reality, if you want to do your sadhana bhakti sincerely, then also these principles should be followed. Because in reality, if your mind is disturbed, it's not that you're too hot, too cold, you're suffering, then how will you chant your Harinam also? You may chant, but then you will not put your mind into it. So it's better to create a favorable atmosphere while doing your sadhana. But whatever the circumstances, you should always chant Harinam, you should always do your bhakti, because even the unfavorable will become favorable then. That's why there are so many problems. stay in your room and chant Harinam. 1 lakh. When you come out of the room, you see all problems are gone. In order to keep the chitta concentrated, the sadhak should spend some time chanting Harinam in a solitary place with one pointed attention. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given such instructions in his book Harinam Chintamani. Yukta aharasya viharasya yukta chetasya karmasu yukta swapna vagodasya yoga bhavati suktaha. For one who is moderate in eating and recreation, balanced in work and regulated in sleeping and wakefulness, his practice of yoga destroys all material miseries. Bhavanava, a person's worldly and transcendental activities will lead to success. He is regulated in eating and recreation. Bihar. Means you regulate yourself. How much you eat, how much you spend time for pleasure, how much you work, everything you balance and regulate, then you will be very successful. Pratashika vritti. If a person is not moderate in eating and recreation, he faces various miseries that become an obstacle in his sadhana. Similarly, if the mind is flickering and agitated because of various anxieties, it is also not possible for him to attain perfection in his sadhana. Therefore, in a balanced manner, the sadhak should eat food which is easily digestible and nourishing. It is imperative for the bhakti sadhak to follow the instructions given by Srila Rupa Goswami in his book Shri Upadesh Samrita, wherein it is said that only a person who controls the urges of the mind, anger, tongue and genitals can perform sadhana properly. If you want to digest everything nicely, then you should, number one thing you should be regulated in your prasad seva. You're coming late, eating cold prasadam, cold food, and how you digest? Every day you eat on time, while it's hot, then you'll be able to order nicely and digest everything. You'll be relishable. But everything is cold, and you think, oh, so much chili, so much oil, this, that, so many problems. And there's no taste. Not palatable that time. But when everything is fresh and hot, then everything is very palatable. Therefore, in the company of Vaishnavas, on proper time one should honor Mahaprasad Seva. While doing prayer. Before taking prasad we offer prayer, and while finishing prasad we also offer a pranam. Pray to that prasad. Here it is said that it is imperative for the bhakti sadhak to follow the instructions given by Srila Rupa Goswami in his book Shri Upadesh Amrita, wherein it is said that only a person who controls the urges of the mind, anger, tongue and genitals can perform sadhana properly. Additionally, one should always keep a distance from the 6 unfavorable activities: overeating, over-endeavoring, talking unnecessarily, having undue attachment or disregard for the rules and regulations, taking bad association and maintaining a strong desire to follow false philosophy. In this sloka, the words yukta swapna vagodasya means regulated sleep and regulated wakefulness. Atyahara prayasasya prajalpo niyamagraha Gyana sangasya gaulyamsa satvir bhakti vinashyati. 6 things will destroy your bhakti, your devotion. Atyahara, overeating. Not only overeating, but anything you overindulge in your senses. Any one of the senses you overindulge, you got atyahara. Prayas. If something is not easily attained, but you're trying so hard, I want. Very stubborn. Prayas, over endeavor, hard endeavor for something is not proper. Prajalpa, speaking Brahma Katha and hearing Brahma Katha. Every day reading news, reading newspapers, talking useless things with people, hearing their useless talk, their problems, all worldly things talking, this will not be favorable for your bhakti. Niyamagraha, some rules following very strictly, some rules completely neglecting. No. Balanced. Whatever is described in Shastra, whatever Guru and Vaishnava are telling us, we should follow those rules. Then, Gyana Sangas, going in bad association. That is what Asat Sangha Chagye Vaishnava Cha Sri Sangho Ekta Sadhu Krishna Bhakta. Asat Sangha means Vaishnava. So the Asat Sangha Chagye Vaishnava Cha is that Sri Sangha Ekta Sadhu Krishna Bhakta. associating with the opposite sex, and then those who are Bhakta, those who are not devotees. If you are associating with them, then it will be very unfair with their Bhakti. And then Loya, having a greed, desire, material desires to enjoy in so many ways. Also agreed to adopt false philosophies, false doctrines. Hearing some philosophy and then it appeals to you, then oh yes, I'm going to follow this. Following the paths of Gyana, Karma, all these other yoga. These are all unfavorable for Bhakti. Shloka 18. Yada viniyatam chittam atmanya eva tistate. Eva vatistate nispriha sarvakamebhyo yukte iturjate satara. When the mind becomes completely controlled and firmly fixed in the self alone, at that time one is said to be yukta, perfected in yoga, and is free from the craving for all sense enjoyment. Bhavanuvad. When is one yoga complete? In reply to this, Sri Krishna speaks this sloka beginning with yada. One who is called a nispanna yogi has attained perfection in yoga when he can situate the controlled chitta mind unwaveringly in the Atma itself. The yogi is said to have attained perfection in yoga when, during his yoga practice, his chitta becomes steady, free from desires for sense enjoyment, and situated within the self, his self alone. Shloka 19. Yatha deepo nivatasto nengate sopamasmita yogino yatta chittasya yunjato yogam atmana. Just as a lamp in a windless place does not flicker, so a yogi whose chitta is self-controlled remains steady in his concentration on self-realization. Bhavanuvad. A lamp does not flicker in a place where there is no breeze. Therefore, the chitta mind of a yoga-yukta yogi is compared to a lamp. Sloks 20-25. Yatro paramade chittam niruddham yoga sevaya yatta chaiva atma atmanam pashyan atmani tushyati. Sukam achantikam yatta buddhi grahyam atindriyam vetti yatta chaivayam stitas chalati tattvataha. Niyam labdva cha param labam manyate nadigam tuta yasmin stona dukkena gurunabi vichalayate. Tam vidya dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga samgitam sa nischayena yogdabhyo yoga nirvinna chetasa sankalpa pravavan kamam chakra sarvan aseshata manasaivantriya gramam viniyamya samantata shanaya shanaya uparamet buddhya vidhi gridhiyaya atma samstha manakritva nakinchin api chintayat. In that state of yoga called samadhi, the yogi's mind is controlled by the practice of yoga. He becomes detached from the sense objects and is satisfied within by realizing the self through the purified chitta mind. In that state, the yogi experiences eternal bliss through his transcendental intelligence, which is beyond the realm of the senses. Being thus established, he never deviates from his Atma Sarup, intrinsic nature. And upon attaining Atma Sukha, the bliss of the self, he considers there to be no greater acquisition. When he is situated on that platform, he does not become perturbed even by the greatest of miseries. Know that state to be devoid of any contact with the duality of happiness and misery. This yoga should be performed with full patience of mind, having completely given up all whimsical desires and within the mind controlling the senses from all directions. One should follow the instructions of Sastra and Sadhu with determination. One should make his intelligence resolute and determined, and should gradually become detached by establishing the mind in the self, and by not thinking of anything else. Bhavanuvad. The word yoga in the sloka natya ashnatas yoga sti, and in other slokas means samadhi. This samadhi is of two types, namely sampragyata, in which one is conscious of the difference between knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower, and asampragyata, in which no such difference is perceived. Sampragyata has various divisions such as sva, vitarka, argument, and savichar, philosophical research. What is spontaneous or asamprakyata samadhi yoga? To answer this, Sri Bhagavan is speaking 3.5 slokas beginning with the word Yatro Paramadeh. When one attains samadhi, the chitta becomes fully detached from sense objects and has no contact with them, because one has achieved self-restraint in his heart. This is confirmed in Patanjali's Yoga Sutta. Yoga's chitta vritti nirodha. When the chitta vritti, mind or attention, is fully restrained from sense enjoyment and absorbed in the blissful realization of the self and Paramatma, it is called yoga. The qualified yogi realizes Paramatma by his purified mind and remains satisfied with that alone. This is his blissful state, samadhi. This samadhi is attained by the intellect, which has become qualified to experience the self and Paramatma. Because it is atindriya, beyond the senses, and beyond the happiness attained by contact with those of the senses, the sense objects. Wherever this yogi lives, he does not deviate from his Atma Sarup. Thus, after attaining his blissful state, he considers the pursuit of any other type of acquisition as insignificant. Even if there is contact with misery, he does not experience it. This is yoga samhitam, or simply yoga. And only this can be called samadhi. A yogi should not lament, I have not attained perfection after so much time. So what is the purpose in undergoing all this pain? Rather, within his mind, he should maintain firm patience. Whether perfection comes in this life or in the next, I will continue to endeavor. Why should I become impatient? In this regard, Sri Gaudapad, Sankaracharya's Param Gurudev, has given the example of bowing to dry up the ocean by taking out a drop of water at a time with the tip of a piece of kusha grass. Similarly, by untiring, determined endeavor, a person can control the mind. In other words, sadhana, to attain perfection can be that difficult. You take one kusha grass, you put it in the ocean, and you take one drop out. And to dry up the ocean like that, how much hard endeavor it will be? It is impossible. In other words, sadhana is like that. To be successful in one sadhana, one has to be patient. Even though it seems impossible. Then by remaining steadfast and the kripa, the mercy of Hari Guru Vaishnava will come, then our endeavor will become successful. In this regard, there is a story. Once a bird laid her eggs on the shore of an ocean, but the waves carried the eggs away. The bird resolved to dry up the ocean and began to take water out drop by drop in her beak. Other birds came to convince her that her endeavor was futile, but she did not stop her work. By chance, Sri Naraji came to that place, and he also tried to convince the bird to stop, but the bird took a vow in his presence. I will not rest until I dry up the ocean, whether it is in this life or in the next. Merciful Narad then sent Garud to help her. When Garud heard that the ocean had carried away the eggs of someone in his own caste, he began to dry up the ocean by fanning it with his wings. The ocean became terrified and immediately gave the eggs back to the bird. Thus, it is certain that when a person begins the process of yoga, Gyana or Bhakti with faith, in such statements of Sastra, Sri Bhagavan will definitely bless such enthusiastic endeavor. In the 2 slokas beginning with the word Sankalpa, Sri Bhagavan is explaining the initial and ultimate activity of a person engaged in such yoga. Abandoning all material desires is the initial act, and not worrying about anything else. And spoken in Gita is the final act. Also the chatak bird. The chatak bird only takes water from the Swati Nakshatra rain. Even in the hot summer when there is no rain, the bird remains, his eyes fixed at the cloud, waiting. When will the rain give water? And only when that cloud drops water, rains, then the bird will drink the water. In other words, he remains patient and steadfast till he receives his desired goal. Similarly, a sadhana should be like that. Even though there is seemingly some delay in achieving the goal, one should remain steadfast and remain patient. Dhairya, one should be fixed in this way. One has no dhairya, one is not no patience. If one is not fixed in this way, then any obstacle that comes, like a piece of straw or cotton, some wind comes and is immediately flying here and there in the sky. So our sadhana should not be like that. Our sadhana should be like a mountain, fixed. No matter how much wind, the mountain will not move. Therefore, it is that Raghunatha and Vairagya Pasane Rebecca. Raghunatha's Swami's sadhana, his Vairagya was like lines etched in stone. No matter how much you watch the stone, those lines will always be there. In other words, his Vairagya, his tapasya, his sadhana was fixed. It was permanent. Regardless of any situation, he always remained fixed in his detachment, in his Vairagya. Thus, it is certain that when a person begins the process of yoga, Gyana, Bhakti with faith in such statements of Shastra, Sri Bhagavan will definitely bless such an enthusiastic endeavor. Prakashaka Vritti. Words cannot describe the happiness that manifests in the yogi's pure heart when he attains perfection in yoga, and his heart becomes cleansed by samadhi. It can only be realized with one's purified mind. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, in this way, by the practice of yoga, the mind gradually becomes detached from sense enjoyment and free from the control of all mundane objects. At that time, the stage of samadhi appears. In that state, the mind becomes qualified to realize and experience Paramatma, thus realizing the happiness born from that union. Patanjali Muni's philosophical literature is the only bona fide literature on Ashtanga Yoga, because commentators do not understand its factual meaning. They say that according to the Vedantavadis, propounders of Vedanta, the attainment of bliss and the conscious state of the self is called moksha. This is unreasonable because if bliss is accepted in the Kaivalya, liberated stage of impersonal monism, then the duality of the experience and the one who has the experience will exist. In other words, it's saying that if you say that attaining bliss and the conscious state of the self is called moksha, then you are saying that there is two things there. One is bliss and one is the conscious self. There is duality. But Nirvishara Brahma is only one. There is no duality. It is Nirvishara, Nirvikar, Nishakti, Niras. It is Advitiya. It is one. There is no second element there. It is only one thing. That is Brahma. So this, thus it will not be Kaivalya, oneness. But these commentators do not understand what Patanjali Muni means, because in his last sutra he has said, Purushartha Shunyanam Gunanam Prasava Kaivalyam Sarupa Pratishta Vachiti Shakti. The function of the real self, Chit Dharma, awakens when one is free from the four goals of human life, Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha, and when the gunas do not cause any worldly disturbance. So even these four Purusharthas, even Moksha is included in there. So he's saying that when you are free from all these things, even Mukti, then the function of the real self, Chit Dharma, awakens. That is what that is Prem Vaiseva. So here is saying, this state is called Kaivalya oneness. In this state, one becomes situated in one's own Swarup. It is then called Chitti Shakti. If we deeply deliberate on this, it becomes clear that Patanjali Muni does not accept that the functions of the self are annihilated in its ultimate state. Rather, he accepts that at the stage, no transformation or perversion of its function takes place. Chitti Shakti means Chit Dharma. When there are no perverse transformations in the proper functioning of the self, then Sarup Dharma, the true nature of the self, awakens. When that state of the self is in contact with the material energy, it is called Atma Guna Vikar, the transformation of the constitutional functions of oneself. So here is saying that even though you attain perfection, the functions of the self are never annihilated. Rather, the Atma remains free from all transformation and perversion and established in one's Chitti Shakti or Chit Dharma, in one's Sarup Dharma. So here is saying that if perverse transformations are removed, then Ananda, which is an intrinsic characteristic of the Atma, awakens. This is the opinion of Patanjali. Jai Ekadashi Chitti Bhakti Janani Yatane Palana Gori. With love and devotion we observe Ekadashi, and by her mercy, by her bless, then quickly Bhakti can awaken in our heart. We will finish today and we will finish tomorrow. Gaur Mamanda Hare Hare Riva Jai Guru की जय, गुरु परंपरा की जय, सच्चिदानंद गौर हरि की जय, सफल सदा गौर हरि की जय, वृंदावन धाम की जय, हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्री एकादश तिथि की जय, दीपान गरिवंशमिंद की जय, श्रीमद् भागवत गीता की जय, विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर पाद की जय, अनंत वैष्णविंद की जय, सामवेद भक्त बिंद की जय, जानतार गौर अभिमानंद हरि हरि बोल।
Terus dia